Hey Geminis, and welcome to your 2018 year ahead forecast. This is Sky here to hopefully help illuminate some of the energies and momentums coming forward for you guys through this incredible year. Geminis, I feel like stepping straight into this year, there might be something that's kind of worrying you, but I feel like you have to very quickly be able to see through it because 2018 is so much easier and so much lighter than what 2017 was. And we're not quite there yet. It's still February as I'm doing this reading, and we kind of have to get into March, have the equinox time, get back into Aries time, the astrological new year, until you feel more light. But I'm hoping that you guys are already kind of feeling the new injection of easier, more benefic, smoother experiences. So there may have been something coming from about November or December of 2017 that introduced a new type of crisis or trauma energy. And I feel that January was like a purging time where you had to release a lot of what built up there. And then I feel February to be a time of like miracles and benefic gifts. So like a soulmate energy enters in, or a new dose of inspiration about your career or purpose enters in, or even both. And I feel that the most important thing in February is to be able to outline that and to be able to schedule out what you need to manifest what's coming forward there. And then you almost have to go into like a hibernation period. There has to be something moving into February and towards the end of February, even the beginning of March, where you're like on hiatus or away from the spotlight, away from the heat. And because I feel like it's almost like there's too much light on you. Like I feel like a spotlight, and I feel like burns on your skin from being so like under the microscope or in the spotlight. And February and beginning of March has to serve as a time where you're like in the dark. I almost feel like the energy of sunburn, or the energy of like, you know, if you get like a really bad sunburn on vacation or something, and you're like laying in a dark room, and that's the only time that it really feels satiated, like complete darkness feels so good. I feel this energy to be surrounding Gemini at the end of February and the beginning of March. So there has to be a preparation that happens where you're allowing that decompression and the burns to subside from Saturn and Sagittarius. Again, I'm feeling like that cycle of Saturn and Sagittarius from 16 and 2017 kind of almost burned you, or gave you like this feeling of sunburn, whether it be like physical or spiritual. And February and the beginning of March serves as a time where you are allowing that burn to heal. Okay, and then it's like it has to be replaced in your soul for like this burning desire to achieve what you want, because I do feel that ultimately 2018 is an exhale for Gemini, and I feel that you gain something that you've never had before by allowing the exhale. It's kind of like almost the eye of the storm energy, where there's been this really chaotic, traumatic experience, but you only see it surrounding you now, and actually where you're at is very calm. Okay, so astrologically, Geminis, not a lot of really powerful outer planet activation coming in. We have Jupiter in Scorpio, Saturn in Capricorn, Neptune in Pisces, Uranus in Aries. It'll be transiting into Taurus though and retrograding back, and then Pluto in Capricorn. So none of those angles for you, Gemini, are very strong or exact. So this can generate a lot of like peripheral activity. So lots of things happening on the sideline or in the sides of your vision. It will be a good time to cultivate awareness and focus on the peripherals, like what's happening off your path, while still being able to move forward with direct motion on your path. I feel that your most activated time of 2018 is probably September and October, and then obviously also your time in like May and June. But again, I feel that to be another time of healing and release, like vacation energy. But I feel that September and October come in to give you soulmate energy, purpose or career drive. If you need to take like a calculated risk, I would recommend that for Gemini in September or October. Okay, and as some of you may have seen from the other videos in this series, I'm introducing 4 concepts for each zodiac sign that I channeled in. For Gemini, the first one that I feel coming in is gaining a new form of eccentricity. So through Saturn and Sagittarius, that really like cultivated a lot of options, a lot of opportunities, and you might have felt kind of stagnated by having so many choices where you just like can't choose. Definitely a choice has to happen moving into 2018, yet your general eccentricity as a person can really gain and define itself in a new empowering way. I really feel that Geminis can really embrace entrepreneurship. If you feel too pigeonholed by one single specific thing that you're working on right now, it feels like there's an easy chance to replace it with something else. So what do you need to replace in your life? Do you need to replace your house? Do you need to replace your wardrobe, your career? This is a very supported year to like exhale what needs to be replaced and start to generate a path and a plan to inhale your new, more authentic experiences. The next theme and concept that I feel coming in for Gemini is modifying your reactions to sensory stimulation. So lots of sensory detail and like very visceral, powerful, emotional sensory experience from 2017 for Gemini. And that still happens in 2018. Again, we have like a Jupiter in Scorpio and Neptune in Pisces. So this is very like emotionally visceral and viscous, I want to say. So there has to be like a modification, I feel, of Gemini's just reaction to sensory stimulation. Like you can be overactivated in a way. Like I feel like movies or music or art can really have a big impression. Like it really activates you, and it can cause like an insomnia, or it can cause just like overstimulation, almost like a manic type of thing. So I feel that you can really work with that and transmute that almost manic injection that you receive from stimulation and turn that into like career spontaneity, or turn that into career purpose and generated power to like manifest wealth, versus just like making you pull your own hair out. The next concept that I'm feeling coming in for Gemini is enjoying your warrior face and sort of coming into a new place of like battle paint, because you know, like Gemini is very much like a warrior sign, especially having had Saturn opposite for so long. So try to take what Saturn gave you and like your reaction to it, how strong you actually were. Find your strength even if you felt yourself to be very weak, and start to thrive and benefit based on what that brought in for you and what you've gained. Like definitely try to go back in hindsight over 2017 and think, what did I gain from that? Because Gemini can be kind of prone to feeling victimized by that year, or victimized by the Saturn experience. And it's important to rise above that and understand like, okay, maybe I lost this person, or I lost something that I thought that I needed at the time, but what have I gained? Even if it's something as simple just as your now ability to cope, or your ability to face new things, like those things can be very priceless if you look at them in a certain way. And the last concept I feel for Gemini is rising above the karma of others. So I think that Gemini had to be like very concerned with other people's karmic patterns. Other people's karma may have really fell onto you or bled off onto you, and that has to sort of be released, because again, Gemini is a very transmutive sign. It's very communicative, ruled by Mercury. So oftentimes the role that you will serve in someone's life is to like communicate their karmic experience to them. So for example, people may come into your life or be karmically drawn to you, and because of that, like your role in their life becomes like communicating what they're not understanding. So maybe they've had like a lot of difficulty with secrets and lies, but they can't see that. So then they attract a Gemini, which is you, onto their path to be communicated that, okay, you have a bad problem with secrets and lies. And there has to be something in the Gemini archetype itself, I think, that quickly doesn't need that anymore, but rather like communicates it to yourself. So getting out of other people's karmic spheres, taking a bit of time in solitude to really step into that place with yourself and illuminate it for yourself, because if you can do it for other people, it should be that much easier to do for yourself. And a lot of problems, I think, can be generated with Jupiter and Scorpio when we're hyper aware of what other people do wrong but can't see it within ourselves. And I think that Gemini learned how to see it in themselves in 2017, and through utilizing that gift and new ability that you have, you can thrive in much more dynamic ways. Okay, Gemini, and your tarot card for 2018 as a collective year, I'm just cutting the cards here, is beautiful. 8 of Cups. Wow. So walking away from a lot this year. 2018 becomes a year of pilgrimage, becomes a year of journey. A lot of you could like move to a foreign country or just move a very long distance. A lot of you could embrace a new lifestyle, but it may feel as if you're leaving something behind. It may feel as if you have to make a sacrifice in order to embrace what is authentic to you. It is inevitable, though. Something definitely has to be walked away from this year, and I feel, again, that it has to be what you think you lost in 2017, because it feels like you're still trying to grasp onto it in a way. Always remember with 8 of Cups energy, when you're sort of stepping into that place of leaving something behind or journeying on to another chapter of life, always remember that that's the most powerful place to be. Even if it feels difficult or if it feels like you're having to sacrifice, there is no greater power than being able to walk away, because you're reclaiming your power over parasitic or symbiotic codependent bonds. And when you do that, you are defying most of the guilt and anger mechanisms present in collective consciousness right now. So you may want to stay, or you may want to keep grasping onto people who you know aren't good for you, but understand that that could be the ultimate sacrifice, actually. And by sacrificing what you know can't actually benefit you, walking the other direction and seeing where that brings you, I feel that to be where Gemini finds the most power in 2018. Okay, I've so enjoyed to be here giving this reading to you guys. If you didn't see, you can click the center of your screen to find the companion write-up and understand month by month, with a tarot card for each month and astrological themes in each month, what is coming forward. And I think it's wonderful. One click, you can download it to your smartphone, tablet, or computer. And if you guys haven't had the chance to subscribe, like, or comment, I would so appreciate that. Much love, and I'm wishing you great luck for 2018. Bye.